So YouTubers, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone, and notice these two shells are perfectly crimped. Now, suppose we change slugs or change powders, this kind of thing. How do we determine whether the wad, the powder, the slug will wind up with a perfect crimp? Sometimes we have to do trial and error and we wind up wasting a lot of shells and wads and slugs trying to find the one that closes best. Well, here's a way you can do that. Special hello to the Prepper Journal. Marty over there's got a pretty nice channel, and he just got a new Rossi Rio Grande 45-70 rifle. He's going to be slinging heavy lead. Well, we're talking about heavy lead in this video also, not 45 caliber, but 12 gauge. Here's the combination that we all know about. 23 grains of unique powder, and we're using the Remington Gun Club hull, the Lyman 525 slug, and the downrange DRA 12 wad, the yellow one. And when we put these together, you get a perfectly closed crimp, a perfect shell. So to begin our search for a good load for our 7/8 ounce slug, we go to the Accurate Reloading Guide, and there you see loads for the Lee Drive Key Slug, 7/8 ounce. We're going to use the active hull. You see there, right there, active hull, 7/8 ounce. We don't know what wad yet because it depends on the crimp. But the charge is going to be 40 grains of AA number 5 powder. Exactly 40 grains of AA number 5 powder. So our first assessment is to see what the volume of the new powder charge is in relation to the 23 grains of unique that we know worked in the other shell. Well, it turns out that Accurate Arms number 5 powder, 40 grains of it, is almost exactly the same volume as 23 grains of unique powder. So that is a good advantage. We don't have to worry about big changes in the crimping because of the volume of the powder charge. They're about the same. Tubers, the volume of the powder being about the same, the only variables left inside the shell is the height of the wad and the height of the slug taken together. So how do we determine what the new wad will be with the new slug? And here's how you do that. Now, YouTubers, you'll notice that in every wad we use, the over powder section has a cup. So really the bottom of that cup is where the wad starts. Now the column goes up to include the slug, and the slug goes into the wad like so, and so the actual measurement of the column height here is from the top of the slug to the bottom of the powder cup, not the end of the powder cup, because some powder cups are different here. So measure from the inside of the cup to the top of the wad. Well, you can do that by measuring the total distance between the top of the slug and the bottom of the shot cup, and then subtracting the difference of the inset of the shot cup or the powder cup. You can do that with the yellow wad and the Lyman 525 slug also. Measure the distance from the inside of the over powder cup to the top of the wad. And that gives you the height of the column for the remaining portions of the components required to get a good crimp. Of course, our micrometers will allow us to get all those measurements. So what do you get when you compare these? And for the Winchester gray wad, the 7/8 ounce Lee slug gives us a total height of 1.496, and with the Lyman 525 slug in the yellow downrange wad, you get 1.483. Well, guess what? 1.483, 1.496 is only about a hundredth of an inch difference. And what we have here is the identical column height for the slug and wad for both slugs, both wads. And we already know that the powder charge is about the same volume. What that means is the total height of both payloads is about the same, So we should be able to get a good crimp on the first try. Asking, well, does this actually fit against the powder well? And if you put your finger in there and push down the wad, you'll find that that is seated right against the powder. Get a good. So YouTubers, now you know how to get a good crimp on the very first shell without any waste, without any frustration. And let's take these to a range and see if they shoot as well as they look. Yes, YouTubers, and don't forget to label the box very clearly. Some shooters even like to put the Sharpie pen right on the shell itself. And also keep good records of your loads performance so that you don't have to repeat the same ground later. Bye for now.